And welcome back to the Flow Sports Fix on this Wednesday. Got the stat man with some netball coming up soon, and also the two esteemed gentlemen. We've got a question to pose about country football. We'll get their thoughts and get their answers coming up for you not too far away on tonight's Sports Fix. But right now, the Flow man's going to bring us some surprises in some country football across the northern areas and Eyre Peninsula.
We'll begin in northern areas where Southern Flinders 17-12 absolutely killed Jamestown Peterborough, 2-7. And poor old Magpies here really getting knocked over in a bad way by the Tigers. They're going to have to regroup pretty quickly. Jamestown Peterborough looking to get some sort of form after a pretty poor start to the season. Close match between Broughton-Mundoora and Orroroo, and it was the Roos 11-9-75 beating Broughton-Mundoora 10-9-69, reversing last year's result in the abridged season. Win over the Sea Eagles was a great effort but by the Roos by a goal, and it was a magnificent match between Crystal Brook and Bullaroo Melrose Wilmington. It was the Brookers 12-11-83 to beat BMW 11-14-80 at Wilmington. Went right down to the wire in that competition. We take a look now across the Eyre Peninsula, and what about these results in the Eastern Eyre? It was the first up loss for the Central Eyre United boys. They got done by Eastern Rangers 14-12-96 to 6-9-45, while Kimba Districts showed their power 11-7-73 to Cowell 5-5-35. A good start to the season for Kimba and Eastern Rangers, the two perennial favourites in the Eastern Eyre. While over into the Western Eyre, we had a massive win by the Blues, 9-9-63 over Koonibba, 5-8-38. Great performance by the Blues. Koonibba were favoured, I think, here on the home deck to start the season, but it wasn't to be. And then Western United, 16-9-105, a good down to Wirrulla. They travelled to win them over the Bombers, 4-5-29. Really did dominate this game, and gee, they look like they're going to be a powerhouse of this comp this year. But what about the new powerhouse on the block in the Western Eyre? It's the West Coast Hawks, 32-11-203 on that famous Pete Nippy Oval, beating Thevenard 4-5-29. They signalled that no one travels down to Pete Nippy and gets an easy game, that is for sure. And Dolling with 10 goals in that win. A massive effort. Dylan Kelch, magnificent in his big return match for the West Coast Hawks. And finally, as we take a look at Eyre Peninsula football, it was the Great Flinders competition where Elliston Western Districts took on Tumby Bay at Tumby. It was a terrific 3 quarters where it was matching at goal for goal. And yet Tumby in the last quarter added 6 goals to nothing and won 15-8-98 to run away from Elliston Western Districts 9-6-60. But they'll get fitter, and with that, with King O'Loughlin kicking 4 and Scotty Felders in great form, you reckon the Elliston and Western Districts are going to be right in there in this competition. And Cummins Kapinnie 25-17 thrashed Eyre United 6-2-38 in the final game. There'll be more coverage on the Friday Night Sports Show.
We're looking forward to it, the Friday Night Sports Show from 4 till 7 right across the Flow network. But it's some more sporting football results off to Hume Football League right now.
And it is Hume football we start with today in New South Wales, and CDHBU, the Power, showing some class, 8-11-59 beating Henty 5-14-44. Poor kicking by the Henty Swampies. That wasn't their day. It was the Billabong Crows' day. They certainly went well in their wet lands. It was 10-11-71 by beating Howlong on the Big River Murray, 8-10-58. A great effort from the Billabong over the Murray-Howlong side. And Jindera, 4-5-29, beaten by Lockhart, 10-9-69 down at Bulldog territory. And gee, Lockhart have come out and shown after a poor first round, they really mean business this season. And Osborne 24-9-153 remain undefeated at the top of the table, beating Roundwell-Bunbury-Waller 3-12-30. That is one of the biggest wins that Osborne's ever had over the Giants, and that was a thumping of high proportions by the Tigers, that they're looking really strong and the hot favourite at the moment. And a good effort from Culcan to remain undefeated, 11-9-75 to the Murray Magpies 6-2-38, while it was the Brock Burrum Saints 8-9-57 going down to Holbrook, the Brookers 10-8-68. Brock Burrum have started the season with 2 straight losses, but against 2 really highly credentialed sides, and you'd reckon Holbrook and and the Osborne Tigers are going to be up in the top 2 or 3 positions this year. But it's interesting to see CDHBU and Cowell also up there in undefeated after 2 rounds. Still a long way to go in Hume football, and we'll have full coverage of what's about to unfold this Friday night sports show. Continuing the sports fix and results from the Farah Football League. The Northern Jets 13-14-92 beat Barellan 9-11-65, and that was a great performance by the boys from Arthurton and also Aria Park and so on. It was the North Wagga Saints 7-5-47 going down to East Wagga Karingal Hawks 8-12-60 in the Wagga Derby there, and the Charles Sturt University got done by the Marra Bombers 19-16 130 to the Bombers, thrashing Charles Sturt University 6-6-42, while it was a great performance by the Rock Yarran Creek 16-6 102, the Collyamberley Blues 8-3-51. The Blues, a couple of losses to start their season thus far. And as we finalise with the Riverina football, and it was the first round of matches, and Colin Gully, they kicked 16-6 102 to beat the Griffith Swans 10-9-69, a great win down the crossroads, and a good effort from the Wagga Tigers. They were the premiers in their bridge season last year, 12-15-87 to beat Leeton Whitten Crows 8-2-50. Same sides that played off in the final last year, same result. The Wagga Tigers too good. And it was the Coolaman Rovers back playing this year, 12-12-84, beating Turvey Bark Bulldogs 10-5-65, while the GGGM Lions 16-17-113, beating Narrandera Eagles 5-4-34. Gee, the Ganmain, absolutely sensational there. Really took all before them. They had their game planned together, I guess playing last year with the Narrandera Eagles having the year off. Might have had some cobwebs to blow out for the Eagles. It was a good weekend of country football, and we're looking forward to bringing you the previews on Friday night on the Sports Show.
They are indeed the Flow Sports Show. Catch it Fridays between 4 and 7 right across the Flow network here on Flow. We got the Stat Man coming up, and also the two guys are back. Yes, Wayne the Flow Man and Jace the Stat Man. They're going to be talking about country football and a possible solution or two, or is it the same? Is it different? We'll find out. That's coming up on tonight's Sports Fix for you.